Hi everyone, welcome to Marianne's Mystic Mentions. I'm Marianne. Thank you so much for taking the time to spend with me today. It's always an honor and I am blessed and I appreciate you so much. I'm going to be doing the reading for October for the sign of Cancer. And I'd hoped to have done a couple today, but today's my day off and I laugh because my day off means that I have to fit in a lot of stuff that I am not able to do during my work week, right? So it's kind of funny to say my day off, but at the same time, I get to call the shots for the most part as to what occurs. And so anyway, I'm running a little behind, but I'm not stressing on that because I will get these out to the best of my ability. And the ones that don't get out by tomorrow, October 1st, wow, today's September 30th, 2024. Just know that anytime you watch is really important. This is a very powerful month and we are in eclipse season. And well, we just had the Pisces eclipse. That was the preview of the next series of eclipses starting in 2025. And that works very well for you. And they call it a trine, okay, Cancer. So I feel pretty sure, as I too have a water ascendant rising sign, that it's, oh gosh, it's kind of a magical feeling. I don't even know what other word right now. I've got a lot of words I could think of. It's magical. It's very, very spiritual. It's very I'm feeling it deep within myself. And then of course we do have Venus in the sign of Scorpio. So there's like what they're calling a trine actually. And that's a beautiful thing too. Any trine is a complementary aspect to, you know, our world, if you will, to the planet. So I like that a lot for you, Cancer. And so I'm going to stick with what I've been doing and I'll explain it to you if you're new. Once again, welcome. If you like what you see and you want to subscribe, they're all free and I greatly appreciate that. It helps me a great deal to reestablish my channel because I was on a hiatus for a very long time and I'm back. So what I'm going to do is I like to start by doing a little bit of a ritual each day you can kind of depend on. One of them is what I call our chakra check. Very important. If you haven't heard of chakras, we all have them within us. It is an energy field and it is relative to the part of your body that they are energizing. Okay, starting with the root chakra, which is at the base of our spine, our grounded energy, our, you know, our foundation, if you will. And then it goes up to the sacral chakra, which is our sexual organs and our sensuality and our drive and our creativity, our juices flowing, you know. And then it rises up to the, I did this yesterday. Oh my gosh. No, don't do this, please. Help me. The sacral, then it goes to the, I'm doing it again. It's just amazing to me. It's the right above the belly button. But it is our solar plexus. Yeah, it's the strength and the will and the backbone, you know, that gives us our courage and energy and motivation. And then we come up to the heart, and that's love, and that's, I'm sure, not at all unfamiliar to you, Cancer, but we'll get back to that. And it's love of self and life and all beings and all living things. And it's all, you know, omnipotent. And then you go up to the throat chakra, which is very much a part of our reading as well today. It wasn't intentionally meant to be, but it all is so perfect when it comes to spirit. And so I will explain that further as well. And then we go up to our third eye, which is about our psychic ability, our clairvoyance, our intuitive, you know, gifts, our natural gifts that we all are born with. And then sometimes it fades away and it comes back. And I also want to say, as a water sign, Cancer, you are very inept and capable of the gifts of intuition and clairvoyance and psychic ability from most of the people I've ever met that are water signs. As I said, we all have that gift, but you are, you know, I would say gifted to an even more, you know, level when need be, or even when you didn't really thought you wanted it, it can still very much be a part of you. So I'm sure a lot of you watching know what I'm speaking about. And do consider it a gift, okay? Because that's what it really is. Especially when you choose to use it in the way that you want to. And that comes with time and, you know, and self-love. But then we go up to the top, and there's the crown chakra. That's our downloads. That's spirit and source and higher power working as one, co-creating. And then above that is the 8th chakra, which is the all-encompassing, you know, all united, because we're all in this together, we're all connected. And so anyway, what I like to do is speak of the chakra check of the day, because it might be spirit just telling you, okay, hey, things are good. I can see you're doing really well in that area, and it's vitalized and everything. But even when you're doing great, it can become a little unbalanced. So it's just a way to kind of remind you, and if you're feeling stuck sometimes in this particular area, this might be because it needs to be unblocked. So, you know, readings, meditations, deep breathing, quiet time, something that I know you can appreciate. It's vital for everybody. So today I'm just going to pull whatever spirit would like me to share with you, and I would love it to be, I'm putting it under the table here, and I'm not seeing it obviously, but you know, we'll just see what the main one for today is, the focus for you. And so as I bring it up, oh, okay. So this is going to be the 2nd chakra. The one I mentioned, oh yes, of course it is. It is the sacral chakra. It is right up from the root. And it is the one that says, effervescent creativity sparkles from my being. My life's path is clear and founded in love, respect, and adventure. That's you all over the place, Cancer, because let me tell you a little bit more about you if you didn't know about you. No. I mean, Cancer, you're a water sign. You have this incredible, you're ruled by the moon, okay? So any kind of moon, new moon, you know, quarter moon, full moon, certainly full moon, has a very large effect on you. You are very tuned in. You have sensitivity, as I said, but not just sensitivity because you're a sensitive person and your feelings get hurt, which they do, you know. I mean, I think we all have a sensitive side in some respect, but I think you are maybe even a little more sensitive. But I'm talking about the sensitivity where you just sense things. You know, you just know. You know things ahead of time. I have Cancer friends that they will be talking, and they discuss how they stepped outside of their, you know, workplace just to get some fresh air and, you know, have a little break. Next thing you know, they look over and they see kind of a strange little activity going on, you know, a couple feet away. Next thing you know, there's police sirens and there's all sorts of things happening. And you had already honed in on, you knew immediately that there was something not quite right. You didn't know what necessarily, sometimes you do. But it's one of those things where you're at the place at the right time or the wrong time, however you want to say it. I've seen this over and over with Cancers. I have a Cancer brother. He's notorious for that. It's like just, I don't know. It's kind of I consider it a specialty gift. But anyway, so you have that going for you. You are a cardinal sign. A cardinal sign is the 4 signs of the zodiac, 12 in total. But the cardinals are the ones that initiate a specific season. So you initiate summer. And when you initiate a season, I mean, it's a powerful thing. It's like, okay, everybody, this is coming. This is happening. You can't stop it, right? And that's how you are in your life. You're usually quite active. You usually like to be involved in doing things. And yet, at the same time, you love your family desperately. You love motherhood. You have an incredible maternal side to you. My grandmother, who was a Cancer, July 16th. To this day, I can cry of pure joy of how much love she made me feel. And it wasn't anything, it wasn't like she lived in a grand place. It wasn't like I don't know, it was just this beautiful love that we always felt. We always wanted to go visit her. She lived in San Francisco. It was just small little apartment. But when you're loved and you've had that feeling, it never leaves a person, right? And that's what you exude. And so that's really cool too, Cancer. And right now, I feel like you're kind of in a better place than you've been for a while. I feel like, you know, things are turning, and I think there were, like, for a lot of us, there's been a lot happening as a collective, right? And this is more general. Granted, it's a general Cancer reading, but it's general for you specifically. And what with the trine I mentioned, and well, the next eclipse is going to be on tomorrow, so we're on the heels of that. I apologize. No, it's the 2nd or 3rd, depending on where you are. So tomorrow's the 1st of October. Happy birthday to all Libras. Cancer, if you are with a Libra or has a friend or whatever, I can relate. I had great Cancer friends myself, and I am a Libra. And so, yeah, I just feel like you're really starting to feel... Oh, by the way, the really important thing, and then I'll continue on with the other aspect of this reading for you, I promise, is that Mars went into your sign, like, I don't know, a week plus ago. And it's going to be in your sign a very, very long time, because it goes forward and then it goes into retrograde, and it retrogrades into Leo and then back into your sign, I believe early February and through April of next year. This is it's not always comfortable, meaning Mars, the maleficent planet, how do you say that word? You know, Mars is a maleficent planet. I believe that's how it's said. There's benevolent and malevolent. So anyway, it's known as, you know, the warrior, the planet of war. I mean, that says a lot. And that's not something you're into. So it's not, Mars is not always its most comfortable in Cancer. But what it does do is give you energy. So you're going to feel more energized than you have. And then when it's in retrograde, it's just going to be more of an internalized thing, which retrogrades always do. And you're going to be reviewing the things that you may have already started and that you want to go further on, and you're going to be gung-ho and really excited, and things are going to be happening. So congratulations to you. So I love that. This is the 2nd chakra. Make sure that you're really, you know, focusing in on that, because it's going to bring out the creativity like you've not felt in a very long time. The Pisces, once again, the Pisces eclipse that lasts months, as will this Libra eclipse, is creativity, and Libra's a Venus, and Venus is, you know, love and magic and just beauty and all the things that matter to you, and definitely sensuality. So the next thing I'm going to do for you, though, is I'm going to read the crystal of the day, because I want to initiate people in. If you haven't heard about crystals, or you're not familiar with a lot of them, I'm going to just make it a point to be a little bit of a teacher in that regard, if I may. And I'm learning as I go along too. But I have been somebody who's kept crystals in my pocket with being a massage therapist and Reiki master healer for many, many years. And I feel lost without it in a way, because the energy is so positive and so helpful to me, and has been for so many different occasions. And so I reached in today. I knew I'd be reading for Cancer, but I reached in and I thought, well, I haven't read about this yet. And I didn't even really, to be honest, know exactly what to tell you it was called. It's a heart-shaped, you can see. It's a very, very dark, dark blue. And I don't know if that's going to come across in the light. We are losing some light. I have a couple of other shapes. And this one has like sparkles in it. But it is a very, very dark blue. So then I went and did my homework. And I wanted to tell you, because I wasn't 100% sure what variety this was. So there are different types of blue, you know, crystals. I mean, there's a huge array of them, actually. And the names that they are called are dumordekite, sodalite, sapphire. I mean, you've seen and heard of sapphire rings. You may own a sapphire ring, I don't know. And lapis lazuli. Lapis lazuli. Lapis lazuli is, I think, how it was pronounced. And the lapis lazuli falls more in line with the ones I'm showing you, because it's the darker shade of blues. And I'll explain to you what the properties and the energies that they hold inside of them. And they are for enhancing respect and compassion in ourselves. The blue definitely correlates with the throat chakra because as I'm showing everybody initially, when we check our chakras, they have a color associated with them. And I actually didn't correlate the other crystals I've done with the other readings, but I'm going to start doing that because it makes a lot of sense as well. They help us to act more charitably and focus our efforts on service to others. And this is kind of in your nature anyway. You know what I mean? It's kind of a no-brainer for you, but if it helps to, level up in that regard, it's a beautiful thing, right? They teach us grace, sensitivity to others' needs. So there's that sensitivity word. So you're written all over this. And I like that a lot. I hope that gives you a little incentive to look into them because they're really beautiful. And of course, I love the heart-shaped of any of my, crystals. So I'll lay them right here for now. And we're going to get going with the reading here. And so I'm going to be reading, as I said, if you're just tuning in, it's going to be for the Cancers for October readings. And it's good whenever you watch it. And I was using another deck up until this point, and then I walked in this room, my beautiful sacred room, and all of a sudden I went, nope. I'm wearing the blue gloves on your behalf as well, because loving the gloves. This is my brand now. I've got every color in the book, and it was very appropriate. So we'll keep with the theme of blue. And I am using the deck that I felt just really reached out to me for you today. And it is called the Intuitive Night Goddess Tarot. Is that perfect? I think it is. So we're doing the Celtic Cross, and I will explain. If you've not seen the Celtic Cross, I love it. It has different positions regarding different aspects of your life. So we'll go through it, and I'll explain it as we go. I have shuffled, and I do bless the deck every single day. I ask for clear and concise messages. I do receive them through the messages in the conduit of the divination of the tarot. But then I also get insights and messages I explain as we go along that come in out of nowhere. May not have anything to do with the meaning, but I'll mention it to you anyway. And so, the overall energy for you for the month of October and the last day of September now, 2024, Cancer, is the Four of Swords. Okay, so my goodness. Well, first of all, that is the element of air, and we are in Libra season. Happy birthday again, Libras. And also we are having the last actual of the series of Aries and Libra eclipses on the 2nd or 3rd, depending on your location. And so that's very appropriate because you, as I mentioned, are incredibly sensitive and you're picking up on the energy of air. You may have air in your chart. That's very possible. But the 4, in this regard, is about kind of just really taking it easy, kind of really slowing down just a bit, or you have slowed down and you maybe were not feeling 100%. And it doesn't mean you were really sick or anything, but you could have been. And you're actually on the mend while he's standing, or she. And you notice, and it's really beautiful. I've not seen this card specifically after using this deck for a while with my clients. There are 3 swords in the back. There's usually a wall and it's a person in the room, and there's a stained glass window, and it's like just letting you know that if you have been not feeling your best, or you had to be in the hospital or any of that nature, you're definitely healing. You were being watched over the whole time. Really, life is just saying you need to stop and slow down, and we all do, and you've got that one sword, you can see the person with the sword right there ready. Swords are communication. Swords are, sometimes there's a battle of words with people because, you need to make yourself understood, and that's essential for air signs anyway, and that would be Libra, Aries, or Gemini. And they want to express themselves through the word, the power of words, whether it be written, spoken. They have the gift for that, actually. But what I love about this is it looks as though, I mean, there's this heavy coat and hat, you know, it represents kind of a wintry time, and then there's these, you know, there's snow on the ground with these flowers coming through, just bright and brilliant. So whatever had been cold and desolate in your life or your heart, or however that may factor in, it's not that way now, okay? You've had your rest and you're ready to get up and start all over again, right? And I know you can relate to that. As I mentioned, cardinals they're not down for long. So I like that a lot. That's a beautiful sign of what this new moon can provide for you, and a new opportunity and all the new things that you want and you want to manifest. And I always suggest and invite people to write a list of your intentions, because they're very powerful on any new moon, but particularly on an eclipse, and particularly with the Libra, because it's about fairness and just and you know, and knowing your boundaries, and knowing, you know, I mean, Libras are wonderful when it comes to relationships and wanting to work through any difficulty in the most diplomatic way. But sometimes, you know, you just have to really just decide, okay, this is great and I care about you, but this is what has to work for both of us now. Okay, it's a we situation when it's about a Libra time and the influences of Libra. So you start with the Four of Swords, okay? You're on the mend. You've had your rest. You maybe just got back from a vacation. You may be planning another one. I like to plan them ahead. And the next card is going to be the card that crosses, which would be your blessings or blocks. And you have the Seven of Wands. Well, here you go. You're ready to get up, brush yourself off. You've had a rest. You've been, you know, a little under the weather. You're feeling good. You're feeling inspired. You know, eclipses give us extra energy. And you may have lost sleep like I have through these eclipse seasons, because it was Aries, which is my polar opposite. And Aries is very fiery, and, you know, it affects a lot of people's sleep. But maybe not. You might want to sleep more than normal. It could go either way. What I'm trying to say is that the Seven of Wands is this Aries energy now. It's this fired up, like, I'm going to make stuff happen. It's a defensive card a lot of times. There is a depiction on the Rider-Waite deck, which is my first deck. It's always a good go-to deck to learn from, and the pictures are very, you know, easy to understand. And then, so these are a lot of variations on the same theme. But really, it's a man on a mountain, and he's on top. He's at a level above, okay, if you will, and he's feeling confident and he's feeling strong about his convictions. He's defending his place and his right, and however, you know, whatever and however that may occur to you. So it's a beautiful sign of strength and will and action. Okay, so it's like nothing's going to stop you now, and you've gone from this wintry kind of scene to the more spring. Of course, it has turned to fall this past week, the autumn equinox, which, you know, started Libra season as another cardinal sign I mentioned. And then on the southern side, it's now the beginning of spring. So perhaps you're watching from there. I love spring. I love the light. But it'll come back. That's the thing about life, right? There's these cycles like astrology that just you can, I mean, I don't want to say it and then not have it be, but you can kind of rely on the sun coming up and the moon at night, right? Even if you can't see them, you know they're there. So then we move on, and we're going to go to what we call the foundation, you know, of your life, of your existence. And you have the Four of Cups. Well, there's two fours, and four I forgot to mention in numerology, because I love that too as a divination, is stability. It's those four walls, right, that keep you feeling safe. And I know that is a Cancer, that's very, very important to you. You know, you have your glyph is the crab, right? The Cancer, the hard shell, right? Oh, no, no, no. Maybe on the exterior, but inside you're the softest, most loving person, and you want to feel protected and you want to feel secure. And the Four of Cups it's that, but somehow it seems as though I love this picture. Let me have you look a little closer and do what I said I was going to do the last few times and still haven't gotten used to, but I want to face it towards you. That would be nice for you. It is it's like you have 3 cups in front of you. Things are good. You know, you're very grateful. You maybe have a child and, you know, a husband and yourself. It's great. And then there's the 4th cup. And it's like it's being presented to you, but you're not necessarily seeing it. It's an opportunity that's coming forth, and it might not be expected. And trust me when I tell you, eclipses bring things in whoosh, really quickly. Okay? And that's what's appearing to me in your foundation. Like, this is not anything new to you. You're familiar with things happening. But with Mars involved and everything else, I would say that you are ready for it. You're ready for that cup. I'm just asking you to make sure that you, being as sensitive and as aware as you are, that you don't miss something that might be right in front of your face. You know how we can do that. I know I do it. It happens. So yeah, I like that a lot. The stability is there. It's your element. It's the cups. It's you. It's Scorpio. It's Pisces. I mentioned the trine of all 3 happening. Excuse me. Throat chakra issue. Bear with me. I'm going to have just a little sip of my water. Delicious. So moving on, we're going to go to the recent past. Okay, so this has happened, most likely. I can't say how long ago. I don't usually do that. If there's reoccurring numbers, I can do more or less a guideline of certain time frames. You have the Warrior of the Swords. There you go again. I'm not 100% sure, but what I'm seeing, and not being overly familiar with this deck, the Warrior, I believe, is the, I think it would say the Page if it were the Page. Warrior, I want to say, is the Knight. And when it comes to these are the major arcana. Do you have a major arcana? No. These are the court cards. Everything we see on this table so far are court cards, or they are, you know, elements that represent people, places, and things. So the Warrior and the Knight of Swords, which is once again, you know, Libra, Gemini, or Aquarius, is a messenger. So there was something that was brought to your attention, some kind of news that it was fast moving. It came in like kind of swiftly and out of the blue, and it was there to offer you perhaps a new insight, a new opportunity, and you've been really thinking about it. You know, I mean, you're thinking, wow, who knew? You know, and that's what life does. And like I said, we're just finishing the Pisces, and we've got this, you know, because they run in pairs, the Libra. So the changes and the transitions for a long time to come, they may come consecutively, but something has already started, and some message was given to you. Could have been from somebody you know that's a Libra, you know, Gemini, or Aquarius. Doesn't have to be. Or they have the characteristics thereof, and they are wanting to share something. They're wanting to verbalize. They've maybe written you an email, and maybe you need to double check and go back and see if for some reason you may have skipped over it. That's essential for some reason, I'm being told. So, but that was a recent past. Moving into your possible future, right? Because I never claim to know exactly what your future is. I do know that we have free will, but that life, spirit, you know, source has a great way of co-creating with us, and sometimes things do happen. Now we have the 3 of Swords. So let me just tell you that out of the 5 readings I've done for October, this has come up 3 times now. Here's the good news. You're healing. This has already happened, okay? It's possible in the way that it's actually something that you are fully healing from / healed from. You are clearly maybe thinking about it again. It's something that you're always using for your advantage so that you don't allow yourself to digress back into somewhere or something or someone where you might not be completely happy with doing so. And believe me, I understand how that can be, especially depending on your age, and age really does factor into it, I promise. I've been there. You know, if there was anything that was said that might inspire me to think, hey, maybe it will be better, maybe it will be different, really sit with yourself, because you know far more than anybody what's best for you. But this has already happened, and it's really sometimes best at this point, Cancer, to keep it moving forward, okay? So let me know if you want to share. Love any kind of communication, and you know, that's what this channel is about. And it's there to kind of inspire you, as I always say, and to support you in every way and to help you, because I'm always wanting to get answers and help. And I still refer to tarot and things for guidance. And it's amazing how it can be there for you. And I do personal readings. There's information below. Right now you can just click onto my website where I work at puremassagetherapy.com and actually book an appointment there, and then I would end up videotaping it to you or whatever. We can talk later. Let's get on with the reading. But this is interesting. It's getting juicier as we go along. But you're very well aware of this. It's nothing that's new. It's not a shock thing for you. It's already happened. Many of the influences of eclipses can happen a month before too. So what with your intuition and your feel for things, you may have already seen this and had this experience from a while ago. So now we have your immediate future. And that's you, the moon. So let me tell you that this eclipse is, it's going to really ignite some very, very important part of you that I think you've been asking for. Look at you at the bottom there. What? That's a lobster. Never mind. Crustacean, though, nonetheless. Look at this gorgeous picture. Let me turn this for you. And let me turn this. Hope you're liking this deck. I think it's gorgeous. Intuitive Goddess. Yeah, you're very, very in tune right now with everything. Your heightened ability for connection with spirit and your intuition is beyond right now. It's unparalleled, okay? And trust me, I've had similar things happening, things I always ask for, and it has been spot on. So fabulous. Listen and just manifest anything and everything you want at this point, because it's in your court. Energies are working in your favor. How wonderful to have that. You know, it's not always like that. I mean, yes, in our lifetime it comes often, but there are certain times that it's really potent. And as I said, the Scorpio passionate aspect of this in the background with the Venus and everything, it's real. It's a real deal. There might be, well, let's just go on with the reading. Okay, so now we're going to go to what is the stem of the Celtic cross, and it's going to be, the first card represents kind of your perspective in general, you know, in your life, in even the aspect of this reading, you know, looking at it from afar, if you will. You have the Nymph of Wands. Now, the nymph to me means the page, and it means the beginning, and it means the wands, which is fire, and it's ideas, and it's the beginning, and it's starting, and you're so ready for it. And it's been indicated in so many ways in this reading. So, you know, the beginning means it might be a little green around the edges, but it is a court card yet again, and it could represent a child. Doesn't matter the gender. Maybe you are expecting a child, you know, of somebody close to you having a child, you yourself have a child. I don't know necessarily, it would be a younger child, but it wouldn't be necessarily toddler. It could be older, but not like a knight, which then becomes like a young man and whatnot. But yeah, this is This is really powerful. You are really, really in tune with this Aries energy, which is the North Node right now. As I mentioned, it has been. And the last eclipse will be in Aries on March 29th of 2025. And so the full moon on the October 17th of this month, or October, it's going to pack a real punch. So be prepared for really energetic, to the point where you kind of want to really protect yourself, because other people may be going a little crazy with their energy. All right, there's a lot of things happening in the world at large right now. It's that time of of that time, and I won't go into detail, not my channel. I'm sure you know what I mean. So we'll just keep yourself grounded, protect your energy. You're always protected, but do your own special ritual. Keep that fire burning, keep that inspiration going, okay? The second one is your environment. 10 of Wands. Okay, yeah. Here we show, and this is a really beautiful depiction of it too. The 10 of Wands, you see they're all just like all there. The Wands, once again the fire. All your ideas, all your drive. You got the Mars in your sign. You're like, I could do this and that, and I could be here and there, and it's real, but it's not realistic, because it doesn't do you any favors, and it will catch up. And you can see that they're all basically in the face of this person, and they're just like kind of blinding her from a clear perspective, because there's too much. This is telling you, delegate. Be that person that says, hi, could you please help me? Because I'm just feeling a little bit overwhelmed right now. And odds are good. Anybody would be more than happy to help, and not to feel shy or like you shouldn't be asking, because to your detriment, it would be, if you overdo it, then you won't be able to do anything, and you'll be back at 4 of Swords prior to the healing, needing the time that you really weren't planning on taking, okay? So heed your wonderful intuition. Don't feel like you have to take it all on yourself. Okay, I feel like maybe that's been the case in your environment for some time. I know many, many, many independent Cancers. They just make it happen. Families, work, all at the same time. Cooking, housekeeping, it's a lot, and it's gorgeous and it's great, but please preserve yourself, okay, is what's coming through with that. And the next card is going to be your hopes and fears. And we all have them. So what do you have? You have the High Priestess. Of course you do. This is your hope to release your fears, okay? And it's by just listening. And look at that beautiful new moon. The crescent moon. I've been seeing it in the sky, but it's going to be disappearing with the eclipse, because that's what happens, with an eclipse. And then it's dark, and then you start again, and you start to see that beautiful sliver coming up. So I would say, don't be feeling like you have to do something immediately on the 2nd or 3rd. Give yourself time to just really, really sit and feel. And you know how you can manifest by feeling alone, right? Coupled with this energized, amazing, fiery aspect that you have within you and around you. It's like, it's what makes magic happen. So I like that a lot. It's perfect to me. I would just say the only, fear would be is that you feel like you don't have the ability to create what you want, but you absolutely do. Please try not to ever feel that way or think that way, even in what appears to be an out of the blue setback and those things, because they're always available to us too. Use your gut, and do whatever you do your magic, and you will be, I think, very, very happy and amazed at the results, okay? And I'm seeing the beautiful starry kind of, look up to the stars. They say so much. Venus is in very clear view right now. Your outcome card is the 2 of Swords. Well, you have 1, 2, 3, 4 of the swords. 5. That's a lot. That's a lot out of 10. So that's half the deck is the element of air. Of course, with this very powerful Libra, eclipse, it makes perfect sense because you're sensing and picking up on it. And there's a lot of communication Mercury just went into Libra. That's another thing. When Mercury, the sign that represents, or the planet that represents our mind and our thoughts and our ability to speak and communicate, it's on fire because it's in a communicative sign. So the Two of Swords, before I digress anymore, is about making a decision. Here's the good news. You have both swords, okay? There appears to be a blindfold. I look at that as a way for you to just step back, be in high priestess mode, and trust yourself. Trust the power of the universe. Trust yourself, because it's one and the same. And no matter what choice you make, it's going to be the right one. Believe that, okay? When you take one of the swords away, you have the ace. It's the new beginning. It's the magic. It's the power. It's the truth. It's justice. And it's working in your favor, okay? And there's that moon yet again. So not all the cards have the moon in it, but you certainly have your share with the full moon, new. Yeah, looks like a comet. By the way, they said there's a comet happening in the last couple of days that are supposedly visible. You might want to check that out. That adds to the whole mix too. Life is incredible and we're existing in it. So I just hope that you resonate with this, that you in some way were understanding where you fit into the general aspect of it. But I think it's a beautiful reading, and it's all systems go, is really what I'm picking up on for you, Cancer. As I said, I know Cancers that have been through quite a bit, and it's time for change. So that's what's happening for you, and that's what I love about life. It's always working for our betterment, and sometimes you have to be patient and wait. And so now's the time. Now I'm going to finish with one other card, and that's going to be your oracle message. And I'm not going to try to read the whole thing. What I will do is read the main message, which is generally just a sentence or so. But it is the psychic tarot for the heart, because it is a lot about heart, and everything's about heart. It's our strongest organ, and it's without our heart, we can't live, okay? And so I'm going to just pull out this very large deck and put that right there for it. And that's interesting. I just saw something in there I hadn't noticed before, but I'm glad I did notice it. And so, yeah, once again, if you like what you're seeing and you're resonating, please support my channel, because that's really the only way it happens. It helps the algorithm. You would like, subscribe, share. All of those matter. I'll be here for you. And I would love a comment, of course. And you have the number 7 and crown chakra, because you're getting a whole lot of downloads right now, and they're probably coming through dreams. Write them down. Ask for specific, answers you may have about a specific question, because you are definitely getting that. And this is always a time in October when they call it the veil between worlds, right? Is a lot thinner with Halloween. And the next thing you know, we'll be going into Scorpio season. And that's another depth beyond most people's comprehension, but you can relate to it. And it's a good connection for you. And it just keeps you on your toes in the way that, you have passion just like everybody. And you want to use it for the highest good, right? So good stuff. Thank you so much again for your time. And I just want to wish you an extremely happy October and Halloween. And hopefully you'll come back and I'll see you, and you'll have a lot to share with me in November, okay? Until then, bye for now.